basically everything that could go wrong with Assassin's Creed Shadows has gone wrong. They've delayed it multiple times. They've been raked across the coals for the historical inaccuracies and disrespecting fans, but it seems that they're doing that even more because people have been talking about the very buggy and glitchy gameplay event that they held just a few days ago. And of course, now they're mocking people who are criticizing them, saying, "Note to self, make work in progress appear larger." But before I get into the topic, if you enjoy the content I create, check out the links in the description, join the community in my live streams, and consider supporting through Patreon or YouTube memberships. Now, obviously, yes, no game is going to release in a perfect state, but when you have disappointed people so much leading up to launch and you've delayed your game multiple times because you need to polish it, and we're only 2 months from release, you shouldn't be having a gameplay event where there are bugs and there are glitches. How is that going to instill confidence in people? How is that going to make me want to swipe my credit card? Because keep in mind, months ago when they delayed it the first time around, they canceled all of the pre-orders, so they lost all of those. They desperately need them back. And now, of course, after claiming to spend almost 20 million on bug fixes and polishing, the Assassin's Creed Shadows gameplay bugged out during the stream. Now, first of all, I don't know what they were thinking with this stream because it was at the same time as the Xbox Developer Direct, and that had already been planned for basically years because every January, typically the second or third week of the month, they hold the Xbox like developer showcase, but yet they had announced this Assassin's Creed event like 3 days before it was going to happen. So why they wouldn't just push it off by a few days or even a couple of hours is mind-boggling. I guess they really think they can hold their own, but a clip from the stream has gone viral now where Ubisoft News' Chris Waters attempts to pet a dog in the game while playing Noe. In a clip, the dog is climbing a set of stairs and an option to pet the dog is available. Now, of course, I'm a woman, okay? Whenever I see an animal in a video game, I'm going to go up and pet it. If there's an achievement to pet all of the different kinds of animals, I'm going to complete it. It's like seeing a shiny in a video game. I just cannot help myself. So I am the prime audience of who is going to be using this mechanic. And unfortunately, it's buggy and broken. When attempting to pet the dog, Noe just stands there and does not pet the dog. Waters then attempts to get the dog off of the stairs by moving Noe off of them, but the dog does not budge. So not only could Noe not pet the dog, but then the dog was basically bugged in place, and the game director had said he's not sure, and then they add he's not sure, we're not cool like that yet. So of course they're trying to play it off as a joke, but this is almost infuriating, right? Because if this was the only problem surrounding the game, this would be like a nothing burger. But why do you expect me to pay $70 to $130 for a video game where a basic feature does not even work? We are talking about the simplest of mechanics that's done in basically every video game. Now, what else is going to be broken in this title? That's what worries me. And of course, they had said they delayed it because they needed time to polish the experience, but we're only 2 months from release, and you're telling me that a mechanic this simple is just like casually not working. And it looks even worse because this is an event that Ubisoft themselves are holding. They could have waited another month until most of the bug fixes were already done and the game was running like almost as smoothly as possible, but it just does not look good for them. And again, this is not the only problem surrounding this game. And boy, oh boy, were they getting completely and utterly annihilated for it. But funny enough, because they faced so much backlash, they decided to issue like this snarky, rude statement on their social media saying, "Note to self, make work in progress appear larger." First of all, yes, but second of all, why the fuck are simple features in your game not working this close to the full release? Like, at this point, you should only be fixing maybe like some pop-in or some slight texture issues, not a simple feature. And I just have absolutely no faith in this game coming out and being good. But when you have like a community manager or a social media manager straight up mocking people who are criticizing the experience, yeah, it really isn't a good look, on top of all of the other problems they've had, like putting the reenactment groups banners into this game, and they did end up removing them, but they refused to remove them from the art books. And we, at this point in time, have not seen a lawsuit. I'm assuming they probably gave that group a boatload of money to stop talking about it because they haven't made any more statements on it. But you have that situation. You have inaccurate architecture. There's Chinese architecture in this. We've had them trying to market this game by using like katanas from anime series in their like videos and their promo images, and geisha statues from like Amazon. I just don't know how a company with this much money and hundreds of developers have made this many mistakes, unless, of course, they're intentional, just like the new release date. But people were absolutely annihilating them, and for good reason. Ubisoft delays Assassin's Creed Shadows to March after spending a bunch of millions of dollars, all that delaying just for them to cause more bugs and not fix anything meaningful. Classic Ubisoft. This game bugs out in a gameplay reveal. This game is going to flop like nothing else. I don't think it's going to completely flop because there are a lot of, we'll just call them for argument's sake, normies out there who are not paying attention to the culture war and Gamergate 2, and they don't really look at social media a lot. But I do think that they are going to face a major problem with reviews and review scores from those average gamers if it is as disappointing as the trailers have been so far. I do think it's still going to sell because there are a lot of people who know Assassin's Creed and will just walk into a GameStop or a Best Buy or go to the storefront and buy a copy because they have a lot of nostalgia. But I don't think it's going to sell a behemoth amount of copies like they're probably expecting. Incline related, oh no, this means likely much, much worse things under the surface. Star Wars Outlaws falling through the layer for no reason level. I also guarantee you that QA bugged it and it showed an issue that was too large for them to dedicate time to. Probably people being lazy. And this is also what happens when you hire primarily juniors for your project. I mean, even the franchise lead had admitted that the team is made up of primarily juniors who have never worked on a game before. And I'm fine with people being given all of these opportunities if they're new to an industry, if they've proven that they're good enough at the job that they're trying to do. But on the flip side, we're still talking about a franchise as big as Assassin's Creed, so you'd think that they would be hiring veterans in this industry, but they don't want to pay them. They don't want to spend the money on getting people who actually know what they're doing, so then they hire twice as many employees who are creating trash overall. So I can't say I'm really shocked to see this happening. Not only are the gameplay reveals and events showing bugged gameplay, but to make it even worse, they are attacking people, saying note to self, make work in progress appear larger. When you're only 2 months from release, you really shouldn't have any bugs or glitches being shown in a gameplay reveal. But that's all that I really had to discuss in this video. Let everyone know your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this, give it a like, and if you didn't, give it a dislike. I appreciate your support either way, but I'll talk to you all again in the next video really soon.